Hello, hello. Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the Texas Hill Country in Fredericksburg, Texas. Welcome to Make It Monday Live with Pamela, where I'll be sharing a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout, 2 pages, using this week's featured Scrap and Create kit, which is featuring the Turtley Cute. Let me double check. Yep. It's the Turtley Cute suite of products. I'll share that with you right here, real quick. To be totally honest, this was one that I wasn't sure about, that I would even do anything with, but I'm kind of excited about it now. So if you're hopping on, whether you're live or watching the replay later, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're here. Say hello, maybe where you're viewing from. I would love to know. Hope your weekend was wonderful and you're ready for the new week. So, this is the Turtley Cute Sweet Collection in the new 2025-2026 annual catalog. So, something a little cutesy and whimsical and fun, little different. Be great for children's birthdays or activities. It has really a lot of cute little themed turtles in here, including like some with a honey jar, exploring, gardening. There's a pool type party scene here, and then we've got drums and guitars, banjos, accordions, I guess. And here's a great one for birthday parties, birthday cake, balloons, and ice cream. And then we have an outdoor, kind of like a picnic one with watermelon, picnic baskets, a turtle on a unicycle, I think is what they're called. Turtle with more ice cream. And then there's these really cute scenes too that you can build upon. So I'll show you some of that. And of course, you can see the pictures right here. Good morning, Debbie. And here they have a really neat embossing folder that kind of has a turtle theme, like a turtle shell, but it could be used for maybe like a geo map, or you could cut them out and make them look kind of like stepping stones. There's lots of cool stuff you could do with this. Here are those scenes down here that I was talking about. So today I'm using the designer series paper, the shaded shades of green hexagons. So these are little gems, and the ribbon, which is called shaded spruce and soft sea foam, 1/2 inch ribbon. Beautiful. However, I have not ordered the bundle with the stamps and the dies or the embossing folder. So those are the only things I'll be using from this suite. And I'm bringing in a couple of other products. So there's this more messages stamp. As you can see right here, it's a full, good, not food. I figured that. And it's a large, clean stamp that has all these messages on it. And then it comes, you can get the bundle, and it has a die that you just lay over top. Now this image right here is reduced just a little bit. So over here, I can kind of show you it this way, but I'll show you how it works. These lay over top of here, and it cuts out all these sentiments at once. So we'll use those in some different ways on the project today. So this is very versatile for all kinds of things. So I'll set that aside. I have my mini alphabet dies that we're going to create a title with. And then these party banner dies, they actually come in a bundle, or you can get them in a bundle with the party. This is party banner dies. I think I said alphabet. I'm not sure exactly where my party alphabet is right now, but they're the larger ones and they fit really well and work well with this, but we're only using the banners today, or through the week. I'll show you different ways to incorporate those onto your pages. And they even have where you can put holes in here. You could just do a hole punch as well if you wanted to. But this one right here actually cuts the little circle like a reinforcer. So really neat. And from big, you can nest them. So you can do lots of layering if you want with those. And then our colors for the week, I love these. It's so perfect for the beginning of summer. So Poppy Parade, Crushed Curry, Green, Granny Apple Green, Garden Green, Shaded Spruce, and Pool Party. We'll be incorporating some of those or all of them through the week. I have created more bundles for the week, and I'll share those in the graphics when I share the finished pages on my Instagram and YouTube, or Instagram and Facebook. So you'll kind of have an idea of different sets of products you can order to meet that $50 threshold to get your Turtly Cute Scrap and Create kit this week. So this is the kit. Here are the Darling Designer Series paper. Now, the stamps that the bundle that's included in the suite will cut out some of these turtles directly from the Designer Series paper. And then it even has a cool feature that I saw. I don't remember on exactly which one. If it's this one, just so y'all are aware, 40 something. So I think it may be on both of them, and I'm not sure. These two right here, possibly. So it could be, let me see. Actually I may be lying to you. I don't know if these do work with the Designer Series paper. Let me look and see. Possibly this one would cut this one out. Yeah, and this one would cut this one out. But there's also the stamps that coordinate with the dies. But when it cuts out, it'll cut out this arm just a little bit so that you can tuck like the balloon underneath, or the cake, or some ice cream in the hand. It's really kind of neat. I do kind of wish I had the bundle just to show you that, but I didn't do it. And look at that one. You'll get different scenes depending on what um, scrap and create kit you get, because there are two different scenes on here as well, like a beach theme and a garden theme. So you have several different options. So I'm not going to be using these in my projects this week because of that reason. So we'll use this pretty polka dotted paper. But let me flip these over so you can see the cool designs on the back side as well. So really cute. I think we'll have lots of fun with it this week. Something a little different than all the florals that we've been doing lately. If you have any grandkids, or you still have photos to scrap from your kiddos when they were little, these really will be perfect for that. All right. So I'm going to do a page today about Jeff. Right now I have two photos. I think I'm going to try to incorporate several smaller photos, maybe that would fit onto these size banners, which these are about 3x4, just a little bit tinier. So maybe like a little 2x2 photo or 2.5 by 2.5 inch photo would fit really well on here. And I can incorporate a few other activities that Jeff likes. So I'm going to show you kind of where I'm going with that. But to finish real quick off with the scrap and create kit, I got distracted. You will get some design or some cardstock. I am going to include kind of last minute. I think I decided to bring in the pretty peacock as well. So let me show you what I have in here. So some real bright, fun colors. Incorporate this as well. And that just is a real pretty color combination. And it goes with some of the shells on the turtles. And I am using that, I think, minus that today. So we'll be doing this color combination today. Good morning, Ruth. Thanks for joining me. Let me know what y'all think about the turtles. It's been very controversial with demonstrators. Some love it, some hate it. I wasn't really sure about it. And then I decided to get the designer series paper, and I did get the embellishments. So that's what we will be using today as well. And I think it just depends on what you might use it for. But let me show you, if you were here Friday, the cards that I created, the fun folds, I did that exact same fun fold design. Let me get it centered here where it's supposed to be. And made this for my Mail It Monday card. And I think it turned out absolutely adorable. So my nephew Marshall had his 12th birthday Friday, I believe. And so I was thinking of him when I made this. Maybe I don't know if I'll see him this week or not, but maybe on Thursday Bevan and I are going to my mom's. And so we might see if we can swing by and drop this off to him. But that right there slides off. It's held together right in here with some foam stamping dimensionals between this banner and that banner. This would be fun to incorporate even on a scrapbook page. It'd be kind of neat. You could have some hidden journaling in there. It would be kind of fun. And then it opens up like that, and I just fussy cut out one of the birthday turtles. And then these are the sentiments from that more messages. And then just coordinate it all with a covered flap on your envelope. Anyways, this kind of speared me on to doing the week's worth of totally totally cute. I keep wanting to say totally awesome too. I think that might be the name of the stamp set, the bundle. All right, so let's get busy. If you have any questions, let me know. Oh, I do want to mention that for the month of June, those of you that spend $50 or more through the month, or to earn your Scrap and Create kit one day or 1 week during the month, or however you want to do that, you'll also be receiving the June Global Ink Collective Floral Impressions Sweet Collection PDF tutorial bundle. So there's a sneak peek at all the beautiful projects we created. We use the floral impressions here on my YouTube channel and Facebook page 3 weeks ago, I think, because I took a week in between the floral impressions and the florals in bloom. Good morning, Charisse, or maybe, yeah, I think you just jumped on. Or I'm getting, I don't know if there we go. I think I remembered you saying good morning Friday. I kind of figured, yeah, everybody's got a pretty set feeling about the turtles. However, you can get this. Yeah, we have 12 projects. Some of the instructions include written instructions, and some of them are video tutorials. I do a video tutorial. So it's about half and half, I think. And these are all past and present artisans that are creating those. So this is our brand new design team we put together in April, and we have our May gallery blooms, floor blooms. I don't even remember what the name of it is now. Oh, it's right up here, I think. Let me see. Beautiful gallery. That's what it was. So you could have earned that for free, and I haven't sent those out yet. I'll be doing that today to those that placed orders in May. You'll be getting that for free. And then these are for orders placed in June. Now you can purchase these outright for just $15 a piece as well. Okay, and let's see. I think my camera is got bumped off a little center. Let me play around with this. There we go. Now I think we're good to go. Trying to think if there's anything else. It's Monday, June 2nd. Tomorrow. Oh, I do need to let y'all know this. I didn't print the flyer out yet, but starting tomorrow, so if you're planning on placing an order, wait till tomorrow. And you can do a buy one, get one 50% off. So if you want to buy a suite, if you've had your eye on a full suite from it's can be the new catalog, some online exclusives. We have a page that shows all the suites that are available, and I think it's from any of those suites. You'll just look under product suites on my website, and you can. So if you love this turtly cute bundle, you could buy the whole entire bundle for $80.50, and then you can choose a second bundle or suite collection that's less than that, or vice versa. If you get one that's more expensive, you would get this one 50% off. And there's quite a few suite collections to choose from, but it also includes all the products in the suites. So if you just want to do designer series paper, you could get one designer series paper for 12.50 and the other one for 6.25. So if you want to stock up on just designer series paper or just bundles or just stamp sets or just dies or just embellishments, things like that, you can mix and match. So it's a great promotion going through June 3rd through June 30th. So I'll be talking about that all month long. All right, so let's get busy here. Let me get my pages down here. At some point, I may need to rotate my table because I can visually see a swooping in here, I think. It just feels lower in here. Sag, I guess is the word. It's sagging. That's what it seems like, anyways. All right, so here's most of my goodies. I don't have quite everything prepped. I am going to show you about the more messages. So we'll stamp and die cut those out. And then I may need to die cut a few more banners out. Kind of ran out of time. And then when I was prepping the live, realized that from what I did on Friday with doing my Friday refresh video live, I moved stuff around, so I had to get it all back put together. That's awesome, Ruth. Yep, granddaughter loves turtles. Think about is it the Ninja Turtles? And Throw out some more ideas about turtles if you have some. Good morning, Mary Ann. Thanks for joining me here. Or us. Looks like most everybody's on Facebook. Debbie's over there on YouTube by herself, maybe. So if Debbie says something, I'll try to let y'all know what she's sharing. Oh, yeah, I guess we still have album retreat kits still available too. I'm hoping. I haven't looked over the weekend, but when they're sold out, they won't have any more, I suppose. But all right, so let's get busy. I'm going to lay this out and then um, we'll do some prepping before we start putting everything on. I use the largest die from that party banners, this one right here, to cut that one out. And then I'll share a little bit about how I, um, so you can see all my little fussy cut pieces. I may cut out a few other little things because there's lots of little tiny icons and things. Of course, they all have to be fussy cut out. So I did do all that. So if you're not a fan of fussy cutting, yeah, this might not be the kit for you. But now this one, I was going to show you a little trick on this as well. I don't know if I kept the paper, but I'll grab another piece to kind of show you how you can get more icons, images of the turtles. So we'll kind of set those right here for a minute out of the way. I have two photos so far of Jeff. So my page today is going to be all about Jeff and just the things that, um, like his favorite things. Of course, it's drumming. He's a drummer, and that's going to be my focal photo because that's kind of, I want to say who he is. You know, he's got great rhythm and he drums. He's the drummer for our praise team at church. And our first conversation when we met online, he was actually at praise band practice texting me and told me he was drumming with one hand, or he was like pretending like he was Def Leppard. I don't remember the drummer's name, but if y'all know that story, I think he was in a car accident, the drummer for Def Leppard, and he lost his arm. So he was a one-handed drummer after that for years. So Jeff was texting me with one hand and drumming with the other, is what he told me through text messages. And then also he loves to garden. He's grown up on a ranch most of his life, and now he's doing some regenerative gardening. He and his dad have some products that they're working on and selling and using. So we have a pretty nice looking garden out there right now. I think this was just a month or so ago. This was back in 2016. So I put Jeff, I'm going to cut this apart where I have just Jeff, and then through the years, I'll put that somewhere else. And this is just like the subtitle. And I think my main title is going to be Turtley, Turtley Jeff, I think is what I went with. We're going to look at the some of the other options that ChatGPT shared with me as well. And I also had it create a PDF file of all kinds of tips and techniques that you can do with the products that I'm using this week. So we'll look through there and see if we can get some good ideas. So I'm going to do like a banner across here. I think this photo I made to fit on this one. It just barely fits. I didn't really want to use a bunch of paper and do another big banner. So I did this one as the focal point. Then I was thinking I would do the red ones here. And then I alternate them, the colors, like that, somewhere like that. Now this, I think I made a photo mat to bring in some of that pretty peacock. And then I want to cut, I started to, and I ran out of time. I want to cut a few um, pretty peacock smaller banners to like put here, probably here as well. So it'll just go through, we can angle them and drop it down a little bit if we want to. I'm not sure yet about the, if I'm going to do any ribbon or how I'm going to do that yet for sure. Maybe some knotted ribbon. So this ribbon is 1/2 inch. Let me just pull that out of here. So this is how it'll come packaged for you. And then it's got two sides, the seafoam, soft seafoam green, and the shaded spruce. So I might just do, we could do some ribbon. Oh, that might be really cute. And just do that. I don't know. Maybe I don't want the other, do that. So we'll look at that. And then we have a variety of those hexagon gems. Just if you happen to have the hexagon dies from the B, I'm not sure. Let me look and see if I can find it. There's the B Valentine, but it's the more, maybe? Let me look. Meant to be. Let me share this paper and stamps and dies would be super cute with one of the pattern papers in here because it has bees and of course the hexagons would go cute. Let me see if I can find. There's a little bit. It's the garden page and it has little bees on there. Can you see it? I actually cut out a few of these, like in a grouping, not individually. I can't fussy cut that small. But you could use this together and it'd be so cute to make like a gardening type page. And then remember these hexagon dies that come in this bundle? This was for specifically made for scrapbooking. I just wanted to share that. I won't be using that this week because I've already done some scrapbook pages using those hexagons. All right, so there's our layout. Um, and now I've got some of these little creatures. So I want to do a few more photos, I think. And I think my title's going to go like right up here. I did want to look through here. So this is actually a PDF. So I think I will share that in some format with this collection this week. Um, we've got some ideas. Totally Awesome Memories. That was the original idea that it came up, but I was also leaning toward maybe doing the pool party, the pool paper, this one right here, but I'm going to wait on that one and do that on Wednesday because I have some pool party cardstock that's we'll be using on that day. And then, so it gave me, these are just some additional ideas. And then I eventually asked it, um, some of these ideas in here are from this right here. And then as I went through and brainstormed with Chat GPT, it came up with the one I told it about wanting to use photos of Jeff and the things that he likes. Because as I looked through the designer series paper, I realized like Jeff loves that. Jeff loves this. Jeff loves that. He does all these things that the turtles are doing. So I know I have pictures of him doing almost all of this. So that's where it came up with Turtley Jeff. So we'll see if that's the alphabet or the title that I end up using, but it gave me lots of ideas on how tips and techniques and things to do. Rainbow words, use scraps from the Turtley Suite to cut each letter in a different color, I guess, for the title. Here's some ideas. Turtley Awesome, Marshall at 12, or Summer Splash. So those are even additional alphabet titles that I could do, making scrapbook pages. But I'm liking the Turtley Awesome Memories, but I think I'll maybe use that on Wednesday. All right, so let's stick with the Turtley Jeff, because this is all about Jeff. And we'll need to cut those out. And I'll just have to decide on what color I want to do. I'll probably do the um, Pretty Peacock. So let's get after it. And then we'll just do some, I don't really have any type of texture stamps. I could bring some in, possibly. What's cool about this is you could stamp this as well as a background. I don't think I want to do that over the whole entire page though, because that will be a little tedious. So I think I'm just going to cut them out and then we'll put some of these like you're the absolute best. You could do you're simply incredible. Um, even oh happy day. You can do anything would be a good one. I could even do I adore you. So there's several of here that I can incorporate probably into the clusters that I'm planning on doing with the turtles. So I'll probably do clusters right around these, but I do want to leave room for some square photos. So I think I'll bring in some photo placeholders for that. Like this one, honey. I can show you how to piece it together, but then you could also just kind of maybe put them back behind here. There's the drummer, so this will have to go over here somewhere. And again, I'm not 100% sure where I want to put all these. Just exploring, doing ice cream, and I want to do kind of a zigzag, probably. So these are maybe moved around a little bit. Got one here, there, there. Feel like one would have to be down here a little bit, like that. This one is on the picnic page, so I guess it's kind of, might could do something like that. I'm gonna keep that together and show you just how to, we can piece that together and you probably won't even be able to tell it was pieced together. And I'll show you why I did that. And then here are the little bees that I was thinking maybe you could just glue them right onto the page like that. There's just little, you can make little scenes, little grass around. I did one flower. So Mike could find a place to put that as well. The watermelon, I feel like needs to go make a scene of the like picnic. All right, so that's kind of the idea I'm gonna go with. Y'all should see right over here. Jasper is like real close right here. I'm gonna cut this one and see what it looks like just in a knot in between the banners. And you might can turn it to where you see just the shaded spruce. Now I'm kind of liking that. I think I might do that, but I might can still do another banner right here with some color. I'm not sure. We'll look, but let's do this. I'm really thinking, originally I want to do red, but since we have reds, I don't know if we'll do red and yellow. Maybe we'll just do well, we can do shaded spruce. We can do one of these three greens. These colors are what are in the bundle one if you want to get all the ink colors. So maybe I should do the Granny Apple green and that will pop off. Or that's the garden green. I think I'll do in between. I think I'll do the garden green. I did already do a full sheet of the Poppy Parade. That's how I did this one right here. So I have all those sentiments actually already done. All right, to show you how to do this stamp, we'll come back and do some die cutting all at once because we need to stamp first, and then I'll cut this apart and put this around the page as well. Okay, so I might just leave that there, and I'm just going to bring my glass mat and lay it over top, I think. All right, so we'll need, I'm going to cut down my sheet of basic white. And this is a little bit bigger than 4 1/4. So you do have to, or it's best, I guess, to maybe do your cardstock because it doesn't quite, you can maybe, no, I wouldn't stamp it this way because then the die may not fit. And that's something you want to be aware of. So let me grab that so you can kind of see. So want to make sure your cardstock is, so you really need to do it kind of like this right here, okay? So that all those edges of the die will fit good. So we'll just use this full sheet here and we'll have some scraps if we need to use for anything else. All right, so on this one, we are just going to, good morning, Christine. I had to scroll up to see if anybody else had commented. And when you have a big stamp like this is the best way to ink it up. Just tap around, make sure you're getting ink on all the words. And then I'm just going to hold right there. Probably going to stand up so I can see and leave a little bit of room all around the top and the left edge. And on a big stamp like this too, it would be good to use a glass mat or make sure your surface is not, won't give like my desk does. That's why I've been bringing in my glass mat to do this stamping lately. Okay, that should be good. Then you end up with that. I'll set that aside. I'm wondering if I want to bring in like some of this Granny Apple green as the other banners I was thinking about doing. So originally I was going to do this size banner, but I don't think I'm going to do that now. And I'm just going to use the ribbon. Maybe I could do, I'm going to wait because I might even want to do a smaller one. All right, so I don't need that right now. Let's cut out our sentiments. I want to, just gonna have to move it around until you can go through and see all the words in a good place. I think that's pretty good. Let me see, maybe move it up just a smidge. All right, I think that's good. And that's just going to kind of hold it in place. All right, so how was everybody's weekend? What did y'all do? Anything exciting? Get any crafting done? I'll bring that back over here in just a minute, maybe. But see how cool. I love this. So I was excited about this feature. Now you have all these sentiments. If you needed to make a bunch of cards and you were planning on using like the same designer series paper, I mean, you could put several on a card if you wanted to. So I'm going to save that one. Let's go through these real quick and kind of see what lots of love might work. You can do anything. Hi there, way to go. You're simply incredible would be a good one. Maybe oh happy day. A note. Hooray, I adore you might be fun. Hello, thanks a lot, miss you. Always here for you. Okay, I don't think I'll use those. But if I work it right, I may can just use these through the rest of the projects for the week. We'll see. But I may do other colors too. Okay, so let me put that back where it goes. And then we need to do our title. All right, these are the ones I'm probably going to use. So let me place those right up here. And these I'm just going to put into a little Ziploc bag to store them. So you could have one of these with a bunch of different colors of those stamps. Again, I have the Poppy Parade in my scraps already to make that card. All right, so now we want to do this one. Oh, excuse me. And now I'm just trying to decide if I want to do that color or this color. So Granny Apple Green, let me put this away, or Pretty Peacock. So I don't think I need we're not going to be doing any more stamping. Got some allergies going on, I think. So Cherise says, you haven't crafted in so long. Oh no, I wouldn't be surviving. She's been doing yard work and been out of town. And then Ruth had a baby shower. Oh, congratulations. In August, she'll be a great grandmother. How exciting. And Debbie made a card and sent it. Good deal. That can go along with the Mail It Monday theme. All right. So maybe this would be cute. And then I'll bring in a little bit more of this maybe down here. Maybe, I'm not sure if I want to mat anything else, but I'll have that going on all the way across, so we might be okay. So let's do the Granny Apple Green to bring a little pop. And then I wonder if I could mat or do something. I'll bring the Granny Apple green somewhere else down on the page, maybe, but we've got some green apple, Granny Apple green um, turtles. All right, I think I'll cut it this way. So I try to visualize the best way to cut the paper because I know that this fits perfectly, like right in here. And not sure. There are two T's, so we might get away with, so there's not two F's if I do Turtley Jeff. I will have to cut at least an F. Well, and I am going to just bring this back in here as a base for the machine. So let's do that. I'm sorry I'm disturbing you, Jasper. Just line it up right there. Now I'm pretty confident I don't have this many alphabet cut in Granny Apple Green yet. Again, I have been saving my letters, my extra letters, and putting them in individual envelopes to, I get them all off? Not quite. To use and have on hand. But when I'm doing the, poking out all the extra, maybe that one doesn't want to come out. When I'm doing the scrap and create kits, I want to cut it out of the actual cardstock, even if I have the colors already, because then if you get the scrap and create kit, you know that it'll all come out of the cardstock. You'll have enough cardstock. All right. I'm gonna have to have one extra F, or yeah, Jeff. Yep. Let's see if we, and I can just cut a little, like 3/4 inch by 1 inch piece and do just the F instead of using the cardstock to do the whole thing again. That way I have plenty of the Granny Apple Green for the rest of the week. Okay, so let me get the letters. So, turtle. Don't think there's a little dash, but I'm just gonna look and see. Actually, there is. You can do a dash right here too. So I guess we'll do that. R, turtle, L-E. Yep, some, mm, and then the Y. Don't use those Y's very often. We'll do the little dash, and then we'll do, I need the J. It's probably right there. I can't, oh, there it is. Turtley Jeff. So a little fun type of title. All right, so I just need an F. Now, if y'all can think of any other words, and I may look at my printout that I made. So these I'm just gonna pile over here until I can get them put in an envelope. Then just need this. I'm gonna cut, let me move some things around here. I need the little dash. So let's do, we'll trim this to about, we'll just go to 4 1/4. So then we have a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece left. And I think I can get what I need right here. I am going, let me see here. So these are for the foreign languages, of course. And then I haven't cut any of these, so let's just cut this whole strip right here. I'll put it with my alphabet. So I'm just going to cut that off right there. So that can go in the trash. You could save something like this if you wanted to and sponge a background if you were doing like a kindergarten type um, page, learning the alphabet. I'm just going to cut a little, I'll do like 3/4 of an inch. That'll be for the F. So if you want to brainstorm with me, share your ideas about what other things, even if you don't like the turtles, what other ideas do you have that someone that does like the turtles could make with this kit? I mentioned which I can't think of what they're called right now. The Ninja Turtles, is that right? So I do want to do just the F. So I'll do it right in here. Guess I can get an E out of there too, possibly. I need some more post-it tape because I like to just tape it on there. On a big, when you put it like this, it's going to end up in the G a little bit. That's fine. Trying to get all this done at the same time. And I'm going to go ahead and grab an envelope because all these little pieces. Yep, see all those little pieces? I'm going to set that right there before they go everywhere. I have my fan blowing over here too, so um there we go. So I keep all of my envelopes that my dies come in. These I just kept in here because it fit well and it doesn't have a coordinating stamp set. But if it has a coordinating stamp set, I move the dies into the, just like this probably came in one of these, so I put it into my case. So let's grab our letters that are extras. And I just throw all the same color in here. Now I've only been doing the alphabets, this mini alphabet inside these. So let's see what we get out of this. Not even sure. Okay, that all came out. I'm going to keep some of this scrap. I can possibly use it. Could have done the letters out of there too. You want to be sure to get this excess tape if you have to use it out of there. Because if it builds up in there, then it won't cut properly. So there's my F and an extra E. So that's the F that I needed. And I just want that little dash right here because it's going to go in between the E and the Y right here, turtley. And the rest of this, let's see if we can just, I could do a turtley Jeff. I could do an exclamation mark just for fun. Okay, I'm gonna look and see. Tommy loved the Ninja Turtles. And I know they had a comeback, I think, with my kids. Because I know Tommy's about probably 10 years younger than Jeff and I'm guessing. I haven't crafted in so long. I did make, okay, so I was just checking comments. All right, so I think so that's how I store them. Just get them all in there, close it up. I need to label them, so that's on my list of things to do. All right, so there's our title. We'll just bring it over here. And let me move some things around. I'm so proud. I've kept my space pretty picked up after my Friday refresh, even though I did create and do some work. I picked up after myself. All right, so my title will go right up in here. There is some of that Post-it tape on the back here, so I do want to try to see if I can get that off. Sometimes it's a little tricky. I don't know if I can. There we go. Just have to be careful if I stab it so I don't poke a hole. All right, so let's lay this out here. Of course, I don't know, let me keep it pretty clean. Maybe we'll come back and do it. We'll do a little splattering maybe, but it can go over all of this. Trying to flip it over. Let me get, it's a good time to bring in some good tweezers. I'll push it over a little bit and I may have to put those kind of going down. I don't know if I like that, but we'll see. Something like this. Don't have anything down on the page yet, so I'll have to do. Okay, something like that. All right, I think this is starting to come together. Again, we're going to keep it probably pretty simple. I am going to grab some, I think some 2x2. I have some old 2x2 placeholder cards. Like I can put a few more photos of Jeff through the years doing some of these exploring. I have some favorite photos. Yeah, I like that to just kind of go all across and we end up with like 6 photos. And then we'll put the little sentiments that we have in the clusters, and I'll need to cut apart my journaling, but I gotta find it and figure out what I did with it. So I'll come across it here in a minute, I suppose. We'll see. I don't know what I did with it. Okay, so let's start putting some things down and then we'll be building up our clusters. I think it's brand new. There we go. Maybe. All right. Let's pop this up just to add some texture. Do y'all have any other thoughts and ideas on different things I can do with the page that I haven't thought of yet? I didn't go through. Let me pull this out so we can kind of look at it right here. They had some cool ideas about doing like hidden journaling tags and so forth. I was looking to see if banner die and flip flap. I don't know if are they offering any like shadow effect cut letters in 2 colors? That would be cool, but I don't think I'll do that right now. The rainbow color ideas was a fun one. Okay, I think I got all those off. And then I'm going to just center it somewhat on here. Before I do this, I was thinking, okay, I have an idea. Let me see if this is wide enough. It's wide enough, it's just right. I'm going to cut a 1-inch strip. I've done that in the, no, it's not long enough. To bring in some more of that. Since it's a pretty big banner, I think I'm going to do 1 inch. And maybe, let me look at some of these patterns too. I think I'll just leave it with that. I'm going to put it like right in the center here-ish. I think I'll have to trim off the side just a little bit. Right here. Okay. I'm starting to get the Ninja Turtle vibes. I don't know why. All of a sudden, I was like, okay, I see it. All right, now we can do this. I'll position that right about there. And I'm going to go ahead and just tack down my 2-inch photo holders on these. And I think I'm going to leave about, this it's close to 1/2 inch, probably maybe like 5/8, probably around there. So we can start to get that visualization on here since I don't have those photos ready yet. Let's see. Maybe do a little ink splattering before I put anything down on the background. I'm kind of thinking maybe just maybe something subtle. Well, I don't have the crushed curry stamping blends, so I guess I can't do that one. So maybe just do the Granny Apple Green. Do I have them? Let me see. I think that's, let me see if that's, okay, let me look at my supplies that I have. I think that's gonna be primarily my option. Let me see. Sentiment layering, text print background. I talked about that, but that would be too much. Stitched sentiment finish. Turtle parade. That would be fun, but I'm not doing that on here. Create a scene. Okay. Those aren't really like techniques, so I think I'm going to, I think I'm going to put it just maybe down here toward the bottom. Well, and maybe not all over. So let me push all of this up. And we'll just do some splattering right down through here instead of like all over. Go ahead. Animals in and out, in and out. All right, hopefully I won't make too much of a mess. I'll flick down here. And I think I'm just going to, so I'm just using the cap and the brush tip, and y'all can probably just barely see that. This would be fun to do with multiple colors as well. But I'm thinking it would be you want a little bit, flick a little bit harder if you want a couple of heavier areas. Okay. And then just flick a little bit lighter. And I like to rotate my marker so that I'm not totally messing up my brush tip. Okay, I'll do a couple of, okay, we'll add a little bit of something to it. So let's go ahead and get these down and laid down. And then we're just building our scenes, I think. It's going to go right in the center. I'll do it fairly, a little bit higher, because we'll have our title up here. All right, and I'm just lining up that, kind of eyeballing it. I think I did a pretty good job. We'll see. And then I'm going to angle this just a tiny bit, both sides. It really looks centered, but maybe it's not. Because look how much room I have. We'll do. So that's why you don't want to put it all the way down. So now let me center it between the banners. I think it's straight. Okay, and then we can go ahead and we'll figure out where we're going to put them exactly. Layer these on here first. Can't get there we go. All right, looking good morning, Jana. When you flick the blends, does that affect the nibs at all? Yeah, maybe a little bit. I don't know, it still looks pretty good. I just try to be fairly gentle. I'm finding I kind of use them more like this than I do for coloring anyways. I've never been a big color person. I've always leaned to, I love it. I have done some, but me personally, I find I lean more toward the solid image stamps. What was it? The mixed florals, I think, is what I loved so much. That was fun coloring those. All right, so I think I'll just, again, I'm going to try to center it. Let's see, maybe if I go like this, about right there, bring it down. I'm about at the 10 and a quarter, or not 9 3/4 inch, maybe. I'm just kind of guesstimating. I can look at that was pretty close. That was pretty good. That'll work. Then this is where I'm trying to decide, do I want them close or farther out? And then we'll bring in some extra banners. I feel like I'll have to have them here too. I'm not sure. Let's see. I put them close. I could do a banner right here and add on that one. Then I'm still going to need, I think I'll put them about like that. Maybe I need to put it. All right, this may, well, we'll figure it out. I think we'll put an extra banner. I don't need that tape. Scrapping little Tommy. I want to see some of those pages, Debbie. Tommy is our pastor. Debbie is his mama. Have a good day, Ruth. Thanks for joining me. All right, and let's do a couple of get our probably ought to just go ahead and get the title down. Let me grab my silicone mat and I'm going to get my dotted adhesive. All right, let me see where I need to position it. See if I can get them it right over top of here. There's that little piece. So I may not use that. We'll start over here and see. Okay. So it's probably, I don't know if I've ever done a page like this for Jeff. You know, it's a little more with the turtles and the title, a little bit more juvenile theme, but something still fun. I think scrapped like this a lot more with my kid photos over the years. And I haven't done as much of that in quite a while. I'm going to need my, see if I can even get adhesive on that. There we go. I think here we go. I think I pulled some of the backing off just a little bit. One second. See if that works. This font, I think, is what is the mini alphabet font is what's really reminding me of the Ninja Turtles. All right, yeah, so, well, I might can fit that. I think I can. I might fit that exclamation mark after all. So since it's June and almost Father's Day, I was thinking about this set as well. Just fun ways to do something a little more fun. And this isn't necessarily like a Father's Day page, but all right. It's fun. Okay. Now we're gonna have to figure out what if I don't feel like I need to put that a different place because of the red. I got a little, maybe I'll cover that up like that. I'll put it right in here. Some grass. Maybe I'll do something. I'll do it maybe over here. And that'll cover up that area. But what about, maybe I won't use that like that now. I don't know yet. If this is right up in that area, then this could be down here. Maybe up higher, a little bit higher. Put that there. I don't know. I was liking the watermelon. Jeff loves watermelon. And then maybe that could go right up there. And I may not need, well, I kind of want to do the honey one. So maybe I'll go up this way like that. Will it fit? I think I might just tuck it in there. But here is an idea I was going to show y'all with the paper. You'll notice, let me grab, it's not this one. Here it is. I cut these into 6x6s so I'd have some of these patterns. But if you have like the image is cut off like that, but like you see the full image here, you can't really tell on this designer series paper, but this part came, it was lower down here like that. So this was the bottom of the page. And then of course this was up here somewhere like that. So if you needed more, you could cut this out plus this out. That's what I did here, just to show you that you can paper piece these together. If you get them in the right place, you really can't even tell that it's paper pieced unless you're looking really close. So I could do that like that. I think I will. So let's paper piece it together real quick. Let's put some glue, and you just have to line it up right. That one worked out just about perfect. And there's those little bees. If I just do a little something maybe with each thing. Okay, so now I just want to put some, I guess we'll do, since I've got the Granny Apple Green over here, let's do maybe a little bit smaller banner. Let me find my banners. There's one that's smaller, just one left. So let's pop it up. I'm gonna have to find some bigger magnetic sheets. I want to find one that's big enough to put in the sleeve to hold these down. All right, I'm going to do this off camera real quick so then I don't have to pull everything over. And I'm just cutting those. I'm going to cut two of the mini banners in the Granny Apple Green. There's one, and so those can go right in here. I think they're going to be too big if I do them. I don't know. I may cut just to make it uniform. Whoops. Let me try that again. It shifted on me. Even with some tape down, it kind of. They pop him up right there. And let me see. I'm going to do one more to see what that looks like. And maybe they can go behind the red, or maybe behind the photo. Before I cut the last one, let's see if that's how that's going to work. Like, I think it would be okay in here. Just overlap it a little bit. I think that's probably what I need to do so that it looks somewhat uniform. It'll kind of give a place for, okay, I think that's going to work. So let me do one more banner just to bring it all together. I do like that Granny Apple Green in with this. And then I may want to modify, bring some of that maybe behind this photo. So I may have to lift that up. If I put it behind the photo, I think that works best. Okay. I'm liking that, and now I don't know if I'm going to use any of that anywhere. We'll see. So last but not least, let's do this. I'll just do a 1-inch piece as well. I thought I was going to go more with this color. Now I need to measure this because I've already got it down. Let me see, it is 3 and it's a 16th, whatever that one is right there. Let me cut it down. 3 and right there. Nope, it's right there, I think. Okay, so I just need to pop this up, sneak that under there. Oh, it's the only thing I don't like about this Stampin' Seal. It's really, yeah, it's not too bad. Okay, so right in here, right about there, I think is where I want it. Okay, that'll work. Now just glue these down. I'm not going to try to pop them up because I'm going to put some icons, whatever, turtles over top of some of them. So we'll just put it all flush to the page. And then we'll put down our turtles. And our little elements. I don't know if there's any other elements like with the drums that I could cut out. Tuck them under where the photos are going to be. And now let's get our turtles down. And then I think we'll have to add just a few of the gems, the hexagon pieces. Might do some minis on the feet. Okay, need one right in here. All right, I like this one over here because it's facing in this way. And this one will be good over here because it's facing in. So just a design element. I think I'll put it up high enough. Let me tilt it a little bit. A little bird up there. And I'm going to, guess I'll do a little. I have half a dimensional, mini dimensional there that I hadn't used. Let me see if it's sticky enough. It'll stay. From another project. And then this one. Put some down here around this end. That'll work perfect. Might want a tiny one on the head and the feet. And the rest here will be over the photo. And it'll kind of cover up that, whatever that is on that drum set. Again, this one was back in 2016. I didn't get close up enough of him on Sunday. I tried to take some photos because I was thinking about this page. Hmm. There we go. All right. So lots of fussy cutting. There are a few dies in the bundle, but I don't have the bundle. So I just chose to, I turned on some music this morning and sat and cut the turtles out. And they're not that difficult to cut out. So, not sure where I want to put this one. There we go. That'll probably work right in here somewhere. And that was going to go over here. So I think that'll work. Let me bring in some more of that. I have bits and pieces of the paper around here somewhere. The ones that I cut apart. Let me grab those instead. So you can kind of see what I did here. Hey, Jasper. It's not really a good time. I could do, it's like right here on the edge. Ooh, he almost got a paper trimmer in his face because he stepped on the end of it. You could put some more birds. You could cut some birds out to put down here. More little pieces of grass and the, maybe could even do the little flower right in here somewhere. That's cute. So if you can manage to cut out some of these littler pieces, now these I'm going to keep so I can use them on other projects throughout the week. These are the pieces that I can still cut out. Mainly just music notes on these, so I probably won't cut anything out because I can't cut those out. But that's why I use this music note paper right here. And then these, there's a lot of more flowers and the cardinals and even more ice cream I could cut out there. So I can fit, I think I can. That'll work. This is the little picnic turtle. I want the watermelon and what happened to the, there it is, the little basket. So I guess I'll need to, let me see where I want to put it. It's like right there. I'll put a dimensional right down here. Probably wanted it on the other side. And then, yep, just building up little scenes. Oh, and then I still want to could put it in his hands. Could do this. Let me see. Can totally have some fun with it. This one, I think I'm gonna just go all the way down like that and put him right up in here. Because Jeff also really loves honey. I'm going to, I figured I could do these bees because they're on white. And so it could kind of go right over here around the head a little bit. And now our real gardening turtle, maybe probably pretty good. So there's another little bird on the top of his head. Is this growing on anyone yet? Maybe by the end of the week, you'll go, okay. And I think I'll do it right in here. And ground him a little bit right there. All right. Could put another one up here, but I think that's enough. Now I think I'm going to just kind of leave it like this. Pretty super simple. We will bring in, oh, we do need to bring in a few of these. That'll add a lot to it as well. maybe, let's see, let me move them around a little bit and see. Oh, happy day. And they're like little speech bubbles. Could be like that. That one definitely. Like this one, I think right in here somewhere. Maybe not touching, maybe, I don't think it'll cover up too much if I put it like right there, maybe. Be right in there. I still have my journaling too. I think I could do it kind of like that, maybe. Yeah, each one has a bubble. Okay, that works. I like that. And let me see if I can find my journaling where I stuck it. I clean up my mess a little bit. What are y'all thinking? Tell me. Let me know. Have a good day, Christine. And so I've got all, I'm primarily probably going to use this. And I've got these pieces I can still cut things out of. I'm going through my stash to see if I can figure out where my journaling went. These are all my scraps. There are my hexagons I need to put on the page. I've got our additional gems there. There's all my notes. Did I pick them up? Brief. Okay, I'm gonna clean up my mess right here. I have all my little dimensional backings. I even kept a little bit of that because I thought, well, maybe I could punch something out of that. All right, I do not know where my journaling went. So I guess I'll find it in a bit. See if it's stuck to the back of something. I guess I can't finish my page off with that. I wonder if it's right there. I thought it was part of my scraps. There we go. It's like, it's got to be here somewhere. So I guess then really all I will have to do is get those last few photos. And I just like to do my strips. We'll trim that down just a little bit. So I had a second title. There's my main title. And then I did A Life Filled with Rhythm, Nature, and Simple Joys. And then cut that apart, Jeff, through the years since I've got 2016 all the way to 2024. And I'll have photos in between. I'm just I'll be looking for more photos in my, of Jeff exploring. I don't know if I have any with him of like honey jars or anything like that, but I know I have one of watermelon. And let's see, let's be a little higher. Maybe I have one of him enjoying some ice cream. Not sure on that one. Let's go down just a smidge. You could totally do this with your kiddos too, or yourself. Scissors. There we go. All right. So I think I know where I'm putting this. I think I'm going to put that there and then this right in here. That's like my secondary title. And then these, okay, this one, I may put over here, maybe somewhere. So you can put some journaling and things down lower down here since we have all this extra room if you wanted to. And that may be where I'm putting the rest of this journaling. So through the years, maybe I could do Jeff through the years. Or even do it up here, maybe. And then I'm just trimming off this excess from the journaling. And this is why I love to do the strip journaling, because then I can really position it, figure out where I want to position it on the page. These little things, music, sunshine. Yeah, 1 second, Jasper. Sweet treats and garden moments are pieces of what make life with you so full. You bring rhythm and joy to every day. How fun. So this maybe I'll have to kind of see. Let's get all these other elements down. And then let me see where maybe I want to put that. Maybe I'll just put it all over here. So then we kind of have it ending over here. It's high up here and low down here. I think that's going to work. All right, I'm going to just tack these in where I put them. Oops. Since it's hanging off that photo that I did put up, we'll do it like right there. And then just there's my silicone mat. I know, 1 second. Jasper's back here talking to me, sitting at the back door, like, let me out, please. All right, we're almost done. That one I'm going to pop up. I think that'll be fun. Right there. That'll work. And this one, I'm just going to put right down in here. Pop that one up. So I need a little dot. Probably like on that end. And then I think it'll go across his legs. And put that down. So I didn't really do a where because there's going to be so many different photos. So, but always remember your who, what, when, where, why. I'm going to just pop all this up and tuck it underneath there. Let me see where I want this one to go. I guess that works. I'm going to do this popped up too. So I need a couple. All right, we'll just add a couple of the hexagon gems. One or two, maybe not on every. All right, and I am just going to put these down here. I'll bring it down a little bit lower, like we're starting right here. Oh my goodness, now ladies over here, she's got one out now too. How many times I've had to get up like 3 or 4 times already? Okay, I may have to fix those. I can't tell if I got them straight or not. And then just a couple of gems and we're done. All righty. Let's see here. What do we got? Got some, those are pretty much clear ones. Granny apple, green. That may be like some pool party. And then that's the pretty peacock. Let's pull one of these off. Since this is the big title, I'm going to do, let's see, trying to see if I can see how it's turned. All right, so there, and I'm definitely doing that down here. Maybe more like right here. Straighten it up. And then I think I'll just do one. How about we do one of, we'll do this one. And that one up here. You know what? I'm going to switch these out, I think, if I can. I think I took the dot off. So let me get one of my other blue dots to just bring, since all that's so green, I'm going to bring this one. Let's see if I can get the glue dot's a tiny bit bigger than the gems. So let me fold it back there and then I can do this right up in here. All righty, there we have it. I feel like it's been really quiet. I know y'all had chit-chatted a little bit. It's been kind of quiet today. Is that because everyone's kind of like, oh, I'm not sure about the turtley cute? But I think it turned out turtley cute. If you wanted to, if it's too white for you, you could take some journaling pen and draw some lines around, like maybe even around here, to kind of box it in. Um, I don't know that I would do anything else really, but you could do some extra pin work or something. I'm kind of wondering if I want to do the black all the way around, but all right. It's totally awesome. Yes. Thank you, Debbie. All right. Well, that was fun. I really enjoyed it actually. So, and I don't think the ribbon, it's not really going to work. It's not going to fit in a page protector. It'd be cute, but I don't really think I have a place for it anywhere. If it shows up in my finished pages, then you'll see that, oh, I figured something out, but could do. Let's see. Of course, they're banners and not really tags, but I mean, you could add some in here and there, but I don't think I will. I think I just like it the way it is for this one. I'm just having to, could have put some back behind there. Totally could have done that. The seafoam color I'm not crazy about. You could do, if you didn't like the all the white down here, you could do a banner or something down at the bottom. So there are several things that you could do, but I'm not sure about the ribbon. All right, I'm going to leave it as it is. We'll see if I come up with anything else before I take my photos, but I really do like how it turned out. And use that zigzag formula for your clusters when you're going like all the way across the page and you need more, especially if you have little elements, you'll want to use more like 5 or 7. Of course, I only did 6, I think, technically, but the zigzag helps it and kind of flows, makes it flow through. You can kind of see the story or whatever. So I'll find my fit photos, get them put in here and take photos and get these posted here in a little bit. So thank you for joining me today. Remember that starting tomorrow, you can buy one, get one 50% off of a suite off of bundles, which are the stamp and dies, just the stamps, just the dies, designer series paper packs, embellishments, I think. It's anything that is in a suite of products. And we have a whole list on the, it's brand new products. We also have new um, kits that are not part of the special, but we have new kits going live tomorrow too. Demonstrators, that's what I was about to say. We have new July online exclusives that go live for us tomorrow to order ahead of time. Those will be live for customers in July. So, all right, if you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget about the Totally Awesome Scrap and Create kit that I'll use all week long. I'll be live on Wednesday, but I will be recording Fridays, Feel Good Friday, because I'll be out of town that day. So, take care, everyone. Hope you'll have a great first of summer, 1st of June, or first week of June. Take care. God bless you all. Bye bye.